Welcome to our kitchen. Today we prepare medieval torta communa, a pie with pork belly from Anonimo Veneziano's Libro di Cucina, written in the 14th century. We start with the ingredients. We need pork belly, flour, cheese, eggs, raisins, pine nuts and spices, nutmeg, cloves, saffron, black pepper, long pepper, ginger, cinnamon leaves and cinnamon. We grind the spices in the mortar and mince the ginger, the cheese and the pork belly after boiling it and letting it cool down. Then we mix these ingredients with 2 pinches of salt. Anonimo Veneziano recommends using 5 parts of cheese to 3 parts of pork belly, but you can adjust these proportions as you wish. You can also use 2 different types of cheese, although the author specifies that we should use fresh cheese. Some good choices for the preparation of this torta include cheeses such as caciotta, primosale, scamorza or fresh caprino. As for the spices, Anonimo Veneziano suggests using both sweet and strong spices. We used the blends he describes in his cookbook, but you can choose whichever ones you like from the list in our preparation. Ginger can be used either fresh or dried, since both were available in Italy at the time of the author. Torta was one of the most popular types of pie in medieval and Renaissance Italy, and in the 14th century it was usually made with thin sheets of dough, similar to lasagna and stuffed with a filling. In a few recipes, Anonimo Veneziano specifies that the dough should be colored yellow, and sometimes only the top crust. This can be achieved by brushing the crust with diluted saffron, or by kneading the saffron directly into the dough. To make the crusts, we knead the flour with 2 pinches of salt and enough water to obtain a smooth and elastic dough. We let it rest for half an hour and roll out 2 sheets of dough. Anonimo Veneziano's Libro di Cucina is one of the most fascinating medieval Italian cookbooks, written in a colorful Venetian vernacular and specifically dedicated to courtly cuisine, with plenty of ingredients, spices and flavors. This source contains 135 recipes for all types of medieval dishes, including pies, fritters and pasta. Our edition comes with a glossary and an introduction, providing historical and practical information for recreating medieval recipes in your kitchen. We grease a baking pan with lard, lay the bottom crust, arrange the filling, lay the upper crust, close the pie and bake it in the oven. We cooked it for about 35 minutes, but the cooking time depends on the size of the pie and the thickness of the crusts. To learn more about meat and pies in the history of Italian cuisine, check out our books, Early Italian Recipes, Cereals, Bread, Pasta and Pies, and Early Italian Recipes, Meat, Meatballs and Sausages, which contain recipes selected from primary sources, from the antiquity to the end of the Renaissance, accompanied by extensive introductions to the uses of the ingredients and basic preparations throughout time and across social classes. In addition, on our Patreon page you'll find many other translations of primary sources, along with articles on historical food. All the links are in the description below, along with a list of our books on historical cooking, as well as the links to buy us a beer and purchase our merchandise to support our work. This torta was delicious, with the amazing richness of the pork belly and pine nuts, perfectly combined with the cheese and the spices, and with the slight sweetness of the raisins. The result wasn't very different from many pies still prepared in Italy today, although with fewer spices, and would be a nice addition to a traditional Italian meal. If you're interested in ancient foods and flavors, subscribe our channel and consider supporting us on Patreon.